Everybody, it's time for another video. So some of you who've watched some of the other videos I've got posted would remember I made this little bracket here for the heated grips, and it came out really well, and I had a sheet of aluminium, so I did say I might make some other parts. So I think it's time for that now. The reason for that is I've since then mounted a quad lock holder for my phone, and I've also mounted a GoPro mount, and the problem I now have is getting power to these devices, and I don't have space on the handlebars. There's not a lot of space on here to bolt something else to. So I picked up on eBay this little USB, you know, only sort of £4 or £5 little USB sockets to mount. It's a bit of a beast, and I was just scratching my head trying to figure out where would you mount this thing. And what I've come up with so far, back to my cardboard template, was this here. So this is the I think the final shape I'm going to go with, and I've got a little kink again, so it'll be a little bend, the same as when I made these brackets here. You just have little bends, they're quite easy to form. And where I think I'm going to mount it is on this quad lock. I'm not going to go for another bracket on the bars. There's a bolt, stainless steel, long stainless steel bolt here, and I reckon if I was to put that on there, I think that will work. So what I'm going to do is fashion that out of aluminium and then bolt it to the quad lock mount. It's out of the way. It's not great, but at least it'll bring the power there, because you've got the big beast of the connector at the bottom, and I'm going to shrink wrap some cables to the bottom of that. It doesn't interfere, won't interfere with anything, and it'll bring the power. I might have to wrap the threads up with some tape because it won't be a good look. We'll see how it comes out. You know, we might change our mind by then, but I reckon that might work. You could just adjust the bend to have it where you want it to be, and it'll bring the power right up to these two devices on the handlebars. So I'll get on with that and we'll see how I get on. Right. Okay, well, after what seemed like an age, I finally got there. So what I need to do next really is just give it a good old sort of smooth over with some sort of Scotch-Brite pad type thing, and drill out the hole, and then work out where the bend's going to be, which I think where I put it on the cardboard seems to be about the right place. So I'll get the hole drilled, I'll get the bend in, get it polished, and see what we're looking at. Well, there it is. A bit more sanding to get the scratches out, but I will be using a high build primer before the final black satin. But there it is, slight bend in there. That pops inside here. And if we come over to the bike, you'll see, so it's going to go something like this here, painted black, out of the way, won't interfere with anything. When the phone's on the quad lock, there's plenty of space underneath to get to the socket. So I'll get on with that and see what it looks like when it's painted up. Well, there it is, acid etch primed, and two coats at the same time of black primer. So I'll let it dry, pop it on the bike and see what it looks like. Well, there it is, painted, screwed on to the side. So double power sockets inside, so I can run a cable to the phone when it's on there, and can run a cable. I have to measure that, as you can buy very short 15cm micro USB and iPhone cables, so you don't have them dangling around. It's not ideal, I wish there was somewhere else to put it, but at the end of the day it will work. I'll have to wire it in at some point, but just show you the underside. So there's the profile from the side, and underneath it will dangle, doesn't touch or snag on anything, and I can snake the cable around into here to go to the battery, so that shouldn't be a problem. And then I'll use some shrink wrap on the connectors so it'll all be black. And as far as this sort of inch of threads. I might find a piece of black tubing to cover that with, something smooth so it doesn't so it show like a barrel or something. I have to figure something out of to put there, but I think once that's done, I think that's acceptable. It's out of the way, and once again from the top, it's right where you need it. Yeah, I think that's fine. No sooner than as I put the phone down, I suddenly came across this, a 35mm film canister, funny enough, satin black. So what I will do is I'll drill out a hole in the bottom so the wires can fit through, and that fits snugly over. So I think, if I can get the angle, that you won't see the connector, it'll be inside. That almost looks like it's meant to be there. Yeah, I'll use that. That looks great. What do you think?